Never seen a lame man walk. Never heard a dumb man talk. Never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a canceled death. Never seen all the poor get fed. Never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a broken heart made whole. Never seen an orphan find a home. Never seen the weak find the strength. I promise you will change his name. Never seen the sick get healed. Never seen a mystery revealed. Never seen a death man raised. I promise you will change his name.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's the Big C, Bigger T podcast. I'm your boy, Bigger T, coming at you on the Big C, Bigger T podcast. I'm Travis Johnson, with my man Clint Shannon Clark. That's right. I use the middle name. How you doing?
Right. It's okay, Travis Cody. Anyway, so neither here nor there. Honestly, we were lazy last week. Didn't come to you.
That's right.
Sorry. But literally, there was nothing to talk about.
Well, not much, and also Clint. Last week, I got older.
He did, Travis. He's a big.
I got older.
He's the first to dip his toes in the waters of 48.
That's right. And as I told y'all on the group text, come on in. The water's fine. It's also nice and warm because I can't hold my pee like I used to.
There you go.
So anyway.
Yeah. Now, if Branscom's going to be the next one, he's 6/21, I believe.
I think so, somewhere in there, yeah.
And then I'm June 27th, so me and Branscom born a week apart.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's crazy.
Too much greatness into the world at one time.
Right. I would say, you could argue who my best friend is. But, Branscom's probably definitely the oldest. Just because, we played freaking Little League baseball together. We went to. I don't think we were in the same kindergarten class, but we were definitely the slowest kids at Red Rover.
Hey, but you were big boys. You could.
Big
I bet Branscom's barrel chest could take some folks out on Red Rover.
So this is a funny story, and I will never forget this as long as I live. Elementary, you play Red Rover, and you find two people holding hands, and then you run over. And you try to just bust through there. For you kids that don't know what Red Rover is, I don't know what you snowflakes allow in the school.
Right, yeah.
I don't even know. Like it's over a certain temperature, you can't practice football. That's foreign to me. That really is foreign to me. Like we did back in my day, we did 7 a days.
That's right. That's right. And we liked it.
We liked it.
And we didn't get water breaks.
So anyway, that's Red Rover. I remember Brent McNabb. They said, Red Rover, send Brent right over. And Brent was always a big guy.
Yeah, Brent was a band guy though. He played a little basketball in junior high, but he was a big guy, but he was really good band guy.
Listen, I love Brent. Yeah, if I ran into him, I'd probably try to avoid him because I don't want to catch up because I'm a bad person. But that's neither here nor there. But if he said hi to me, I'd say hi back. That makes me okay?
Yeah,
okay,
maybe.
A little bit. All right. So he just took off walking. Like at a leisurely pace. He just started dragging the people that they just let go. I'm going to keep walking. You can't stop. Just
I can see Brent doing that.
Yeah, it was freaking hilarious. Like I don't appreciate it. Didn't appreciate it as much then as I do now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it like that's freaking great.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about that in probably years, but that's what this podcast.
Well, speaking of which, thinking of Red Rover, I have a couple of funny stories from me as a youth pastor with Red Rover. I always tried to have the youth group that was fun-loving youth group that was willing to play fun games, And so I took them ice skating one time, and I look up and they're playing Red Rover on the ice rink. And I ended up with one girl getting a concussion out of that. That was pretty nice.
Well,
but then my favorite though
is it really a youth trip if somebody doesn't wind up in the emergency?
Exactly, room? That's right.
100%.
My favorite though was I took them down to a deal at Southwestern Seminary in Fort Worth. Okay, if you don't know what a seminary is, that's where preachers go to train to be preachers, right? So it's a place, it's nothing but master's degrees and doctorate degrees, people going for those.
And you have neither one of those, correct?
And I have neither. And then, but then you got, we're down there for this conference and there's some youth there. Okay. But even the youth that are there are supposed to be like like I took like the kids that were in my praise band and leaders, kind of older kids and stuff. And I look and I go to a seminar for youth pastors during lunchtime. And I come back out, and right in front of one of the main buildings on this seminary campus, there's these two long lines of people holding hands, and they're playing Red Rover. And I looked at my buddy, this youth pastor that was walking with me. I said, I guarantee you my kids are right in the middle of that. And I get over there, and sure enough, they're right in the middle of one of the lines, all holding hands. They're a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And then I started talking to them, and they're like, yeah, we started it. He said, and all these other like seminary students started joining in. And so like all these future preachers are coming up and playing Red Rover with my kids. Anyway, it was great.
It's funny how like a little event will build like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I and this reminds me of us. You know what? We've probably delved into story time too long, and we need to move on. But I do have a killer FFA story I'll tell you one of these days, kids. Remind me. So anyway, well, Travis, you came to me with our Holy Schnikes moment of the week. Right. And it was more Holy Schnikes because I couldn't believe it just now it happened.
Well, I couldn't believe it happened. Okay.
You couldn't believe it happened. I couldn't believe it took this long.
And this is, look.
Probably because you have a little bit more faith in humanity than I do.
I guess I do. But one of my favorite places in the world to eat is Lambert's.
And I've eaten there one time.
There's one in Ozark, Missouri. There's one in Sikeston, Missouri. I've eaten at both of those multiple times. Mainly this one in Sikeston. I did a mission trip there we stayed there for a week. We ate like twice while we were there. And then and then there's one in Alabama, Southern Alabama too. And it's a wonderful place to eat, Clint. Okay. You go in there, like you order the chicken fried steak, and there's a man size and a lady size is what they call it. Right. So they try to get you to order.
And they haven't been sued over that.
They try to get you to order the bigger one. Right. Well, then the thing is, everything you order there is all you can eat. Right. So like you can just get the smaller one and just keep getting it. And they bring it out in like a frying pan anyway, it's awesome. So the thing about Lambert's is anybody knows it's on the sign. It says home of the throwed rolls. Well, somebody has sued them because this lady got hit in the eye with a throwed roll and it lacerated her cornea, which couldn't have felt good. I'm sure it didn't.
I don't imagine it tickled.
It couldn't have felt good. But Clint, she's suing them for $25,000 over a fluffy roll. And so as soon as I heard this, my question was, did she still eat the roll?
Probably not. I'm assuming.
Well, if I got hit in the eye with one of the rolls,
yeah,
I might have started crying.
Yeah.
But I'm a sick enough puppy to where I would have cut that thing open, put some of that butter on it, and honey butter at that, and I would have eaten it as I cried real tears through my.
You are talking to a man that basically raises his own animals to eat. So
yeah, there you go.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I would probably eat in the road to serve to prove a point.
Yeah.
But honestly, because you were surprised this happened at all. I'm surprised it took this long because it's one of the things where I could see the problem with it. Someone's eventually going to get hit, and they're going to do that. And a manager's, and you know what, the poor schlup general manager, probably making 45K a year, is going to walk out there. He's got to fill out an incident report, then he's got to send it off to corporate, and they're going to. I can't imagine what their insurance bill, because if I was an insurance agent, I'd look at this, go like, "There's no way I'm insuring that." So, no, you
Well,
and I.
and I guess the more I think about it, the more you're right. I mean, Lone Star Steakhouse had to quit putting peanuts out and quit letting people throw the peanut shells on the floor. Remember, Lone Star used to let you just throw them on the floor.
No, so did Colton's.
Yeah, and then they quit doing that because people were slipping on them.
Yeah, yes.
They were slip and fall issues.
Yeah,
I'll never forget.
I still throw mine. You know why? I still throw mine on the floor.
Do you?
I'm gonna tell you and Cheesecake Factory, both of them, this is America.
That's right.
If I want to throw my peanut shells on the floor in Colton's, I'm going to. And if I want to eat my cheesecake in the freaking lobby of the Cheesecake Factory, I'm going to, because you know what? This is America.
It's America.
America. Sorry, Travis.
Well, we used to take my grandma, or we used to go up to Branson a lot and go to, I love the Lone Star and Branson at the time. And we took my grandma there for the first time. And, we were like, she couldn't take the whole throwing peanut shells on the floor. And she goes, "That's what those are?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I thought this place just wasn't finished. I thought that was sawdust." Anyway, she thought we were taking to a restaurant. There left sawdust on the floor while we're trying to eat.
So,
but anyway,
but here's the crazy part. I do imagine that lady's going to win some money out of this. I really do.
Well, I figure, the insurance for the restaurant will probably pay out, because it said it's cost her $10,000 so far in medical bills.
Yeah.
So she's probably expected it to be more.
Yeah, I mean, I just figure someone got hit, burned. I mean, I know it's a freaking roll. Somebody'd say they had a concussion over it. I mean, literally none of it would shock me.
Okay, if you manage that place, what do you do to the person throwing it?
Well, I mean,
you think the person throwing it was actually aiming it to her? Because it sounds like maybe he was aiming, or she, whoever was throwing it. And those people that throw them are talented, dude. Have you ever watched them? I mean, like that.
No, listen. Okay, no, just skip the lawsuit. Okay, let's just forget about that. It is what it is. Could you imagine if 18, 19-year-old Clint Clark Travis Johnson got a job at Lambert's, and like they go, "Okay, kids, your job is you throw the rolls," and we'd be like, "Bet."
Oh yeah.
I would have throw out my shoulder. I'd be like, "All right, fine." I'd look like Greg Montgomery out there, like, "Come on, baby."
Yeah.
They would have been sued 25, 30 years ago if they'd let young Planet Travis Johnson.
I'd be trying to catch people off guard. Oops.
I would be trying to.
I put that one in her ear.
You know as well as I do. At some point, you're just going to see someone and you're just going to try to hit them on the back of the head. Sorry, a little short on that one.
Yeah. I'll see if I can catch them while they're talking, put it in their mouth. I want that job. Matter of fact, Lambert, are you hiring?
Now it doesn't sound half bad. I mean, it's probably a minimum wage job. It's like, okay, the disadvantages. You get paid minimum wage. You're on your feet. You're gonna need to shoulder every night. The good news is you get to throw rolls at people.
Now I couldn't make it through one dinner shift though, because my arm would get tired.
Golly,
I'd be having a softball pitch. Hey, don't worry. It won't hit your cornea. It's got a wicked 12-foot arc.
So a 12-6 curve to table 7.
That's right.
Like table 9's calling for the slider.
No. Hey, get an NIL deal and get like Brady Tigert up there.
There you go.
I wonder
Brady
what
Tigert, reach out to him, friend of the program.
What's Brady Tiger's spin rate on a yeast roll?
Like, man, all you saw was the brown on the road coming at you because the white part.
Like by the time it gets to him, the roll's just like rolled up into a ball of dough because it's falling off as it rolls. Anyway. Speaking of baseball.
Yeah. There's another lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I figured we had a good segue.
Yeah.
So, quarterback, I believe, is the 5-star quarterback from the that is now at the University of Georgia has sued the Billy Napier and one of the head boosters at the University of Florida,
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Hathcock, for fraud over allegations of a failed $13.85 million NIL deal.
Now, this was that kid we heard about a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently he asked. I'm getting this. This is a screenshot of somebody's X because Twitter's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
X Twitter.
Yeah.
That they that he's got Kirby Smart's blessing doing this. Like he told Kirby Smart he's gonna do this. And Kirby's like, go ahead. He's probably like, you're making Florida's life a little worse. Go ahead, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. What else is to come? What else is gonna happen? Because these coaches, how many of them are going to offer something that they can't end up not able to follow through with when it comes down to it?
Well, see, it used to be you'd hear about kids getting their scholarships pulled or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
created drama.
Or you heard about kids getting offered playing time. The
Yeah,
coach is not coming through with that.
who was the wide receiver? Damian Watt that came in with Mustaine and them.
Damian Williams, yeah.
Damian Williams. You remember, like it was a big deal to him that he wanted to start the first game, be out there and then he wasn't out there for the first play, and then he was butthurt for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But
well, I ended up at USC.
Yeah, wound up at USC and
had a little bit of an NFL career.
Yeah, well, I don't think he ever really wanted to be at Arkansas anyway.
Yeah,
I felt pressure because of Gus.
Gus, yeah.
So, but we're talking about something 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
God, it wasn't that long ago, but it was a long time ago. But the kid coach has been lying to kids forever.
Yeah,
forever. I love Coach Mullins. He's told a fib to me before.
Yeah.
So it happens. Now there's money involved. But okay, but here, what kind of idiot pays a freshman $13.8 million? I don't even care if it's $3 million. Who in the world would pay a freshman that? Because you heard
a guy that's never stepped on the field.
Yeah.
In a college.
He doesn't have a contract.
No.
He could fleece you for $13.85 million and then go, okay, I'm going to Georgia.
Yeah.
It's
not smart.
It's not smart. And like I said, I don't know if this is true or not. I saw a screenshot of it. I think I'm pretty sure it's true. If we're commenting on a fake news story, who cares? Just enjoy the ride.
That's right.
Let us believe it's true. We'll look like idiots later.
That's right.
Regardless if this is true or not.
I like the moon landing. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. Getting on the moon.
We're not Joe Rogan. We'll stop there. All right. So.
Flat Earth. I don't know. Look into it.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk some baseball. That's what's hot right now, right?
I don't know if it's hot.
I don't know if it's hot. Yeah, it's maybe kind of cool.
Well, it made me feel better to see Mike Floyd's comment on my Facebook post where he's like, Dave Van Horn does not give two craps about the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
I think that one year he wanted to win it just to prove a point.
Yeah. And Mike's getting that from friend of the show, Michael Turner.
Yeah, Michael Turner.
Who's playing in Birmingham, which is close to where Mike Floyd lives. And so Mike's family's been able to be a support system for Michael Turner during this time, which is a nice deal. And Michael Turner's been up there and practiced with this team, so he's got some insight. Still kind of efforting getting Michael Turner on here, but yeah, it's and here's the thing, okay? You go into the A&M deal, They want to get one win to, in the last series of the year. They want
to win the SEC West.
You hear Van Horn talking. He's like, we want to win the West. We only get a win. Of course, he's going to say he wants to win every game, but you could tell he's really, especially the way he coached the SEC tournament, he's really trying to set up for the regional. Okay. And here's my worry, Clint. Okay. Because we haven't really been too worried about this baseball team all year, right? Like, even when other people have worried, the dummies that have come in and said, we need to fire the hitting coach, we've railed back against them. I was on Facebook and some guy put like, what game was it? Well, I think it was against A&M, where the last out was a guy watched the third strike and he struck out looking on the last out. And he said, and this guy said, "Got to fire Thompson. You can't have a guy do that." That's the hitting coach's fault. That's the hitting coach's fault for a guy watching the third strike.
You've been an Arkansas fan. You know they've got to have somebody kick.
Every coach that kid's had since Little League and has told him to swing at anything close on the third strike. He knows that. Okay. That's the player's fault. I mean, and it's the pitcher making a good pitch, fooling the guy. Okay. It was just, that's what it is. But anyway, here's my concern, Clint, because I am worried now. Okay.
No, you should be.
I'm all of a sudden, I am worried. And here's why. Because there's a way to, I know Van Horn, I know what his goal is. And look, Van Horn has forgotten more about baseball than I can know in 3 lifetimes. Okay. He knows more about it. So I'm not, I hate this to seem like I'm questioning him. I'm not wanting fired. I'm not wanting nothing like that. Okay.
But you heard it here first. Travis Johnson wants Dave Van Horn fired.
I'm questioning a tactic. Okay. And here's the deal. If you treat games like I think he's treated the A&M series and this SEC tournament like scrimmage games. Look at what he did today with the pitchers, right? He throws Hagen Smith. He throws Wood.
Yeah.
He throws Musina. He throws Tigert. That's 4 of your starters, guys that have started games for you. Okay. Yesterday, he threw some guys that were like your midweek starters, your other options for long play guys, right?
Yeah.
So he's mainly just trying to get those guys. Yes, they are the better pitchers, and you're hoping they do well, right? You think I'm throwing my best guys at them. But it's like he's just wanting to get them some pitches so that they're warmed up and ready to go next week when the regional happens, right? Because he mainly started Hagen Smith, and he said it because it's a good time to start him because he's used to starting on Thursdays or Fridays. And so I'm starting him today so that he's ready to go a week out from now. Okay. And he's on his regular program. But here's the deal, Clint. They suffered at bat. They suffered in the field. They made some mistakes in the field that they don't normally make. Good players were making mistakes in the field. And what I'm afraid of is when here's the deal. You know as well as I do, when you take your foot off the gas and you treat it like a scrimmage, your players are going to play like it's a scrimmage, right? And when you do that, you can create some bad habits that will carry on with you down the line.
Yeah.
And so what he's got to do is next week, he's got to reset them, get them out of those bad habits, and get them ready to play in the region.
I'm gonna talk out both sides of my mouth now. On one hand, no, I mean on one hand, this morning was also a 9:30 game. And these guys probably ain't played a 9:30 a.m. game since probably since they were playing like a little league tournament.
Okay, but when has Kentucky played one?
Well, I know, but just shut up. Please don't let us. But the other thing also is these guys are the majority of the Arkansas roster are big league guys. They're going to play in the majors. They're not going to have a problem turning it on. I mean, can you tell me what Reggie Jackson's he's got all these great stats, but everybody knows him from his Yankee days as Mr. October. So it's I think I'm not worried, but I can see your concern, but I think the guys can turn it on and off, and this is what they've been preparing for all year. And you've got some experience on this roster. I mean, this isn't Hagen Smith's first run. This isn't a lot of the guys' first run. McIntyre, Tigert, Molina too. They've all been there.
Yeah, but Tigert is struggling.
Yeah, it is.
Clint, our outfield is not hitting very well. Besides Holt.
No, I mean
our best hitter right now is probably is White, a catcher. He's one of the most clutch hitters.
I'll probably give it to Peyton Stovall there, Bub. But
here lately, White has been crushing. Okay, but White struggles behind the plate.
Yeah, you would definitely if last inning you need to be sure. I mean, you probably want Parker Rowland in there. I think he's a much better defensive catcher.
He's a better defensive guy. Well, and that's what the game yesterday was. It yesterday? Parker Rowland started and White was DH.
Yeah,
and that may be your better lineup.
Well, really. Because you got to think about it. I mean, because I remember Yadier Molina. Tony La Russa, because Yachty was not a great hitter, at all. And Tony goes, he was hitting like 200 or something like that. He goes, and La Russa's like, I don't care if he hits 0. You know how many runs that man saves me?
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. White's been playing a lot, but like today he had he couldn't even get a throw off to a guy stealing second.
Yeah.
Because he bobbled the ball.
Well, here's the thing. It's one of them deals, Travis. We're in the postseason now. Hayes in the barn.
Yeah.
I mean, the time for second guessing's over. You got to wonder. They're going to be a top 8 seed. They're going to host a super.
Oh yeah.
They're probably going to be 5.
They'll have to get out of the regional first. That's the thing.
Well, I'm saying, but
because that 2 seed in the regional is going to be a salty team probably.
Oh yeah, I mean you're going to get somebody like Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, so. But
and the thing we got going for us too is Holt continues to ball.
Yeah, Holt.
Listen, he's becoming one of my favorite all-time Razorback baseball players.
Oh.
I'm just going to say it. He's become one of my favorite all-time, just because the guy's such a gamer, man. He's hit a couple of home runs in the SEC tournament. He's it was just he just gets it done, man. He's a baller. He's fearless. He's a baller. He gets it done. The biggest worry I have though, Clint, right now is our pitching struggling these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we have.
Like Hagen Smith has struggled the last 2 outings.
We've never hit well, and I mean we haven't been a good hitting team all year. I mean, I don't expect you've got to hope the pitching corrects itself because.
And I'm fine with the hitting not being awesome.
Yeah.
If our pitching
1, 2, 3 punch of Tigert, Smith, and Molina is what's got us through all year. You got a feeling, Tigert's going to go into a game with a short leash because
it's Wood now.
Yeah,
Gage Wood's the second starter. Tigert's up to the bullpen, I think.
If DVH holds true to form, you're probably gonna look at Gage Wood or Molina or somebody like that starting game 1, because you figure they're going to be taking on like New Jersey Institute of Technology or somebody
Yeah.
like they did that.
Yeah, he'll save Hagen Smith for that second game, probably.
Yeah, he'll save Hagen Smith for whoever the two is.
Yeah.
And then, and then you hope that, that's not an elimination game.
Yeah.
And then you hope that you can bring it. You want to go 3-0 that first game and then get to Omaha. But they've got a shot. You've got to be in it to win it, and they're definitely so
well, and you need Aloy's bat to come to get cracking again. You need Stovall's bat. Stovall's made some mistakes in the field.
Yeah.
This last couple of weeks. But you need him back and then leading. You need him leading. Okay. He needs to be a leader out there. Aloy, Diggs had some good hits. Like one of them was right to a guy in the shift today. That was just bad luck, or that may have been yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, he's hitting the ball better. He's connecting with the ball better. He's just had some, he's doing better. But yeah, I tell you, Clint, the offense is going to have to step up, and the pitching needs to get back to what it was early in the season.
Well, I think it's safe to say, and I think me and you can both, if they play like they played this weekend, and they played like they played against A&M, they will not be in Omaha, Nebraska.
No, for sure.
And you're going to play, but they have the talent and the capability to win it all, and they also have the capability of not making it out of the first week.
Yeah,
So anyway.
Yeah, and what you got to hope for, because I believe that Van Horn's been preparing Gage Wood to come in the end of the season to be his second starter. I think he thinks that Gage Wood, like he did with Tigert last year, I think he slowly moved him out of the pen. Of course, Tigert, that process got slow. I think he would have done that with Tigert sooner last year, except for Tigert had an injury that in the middle of the season that slowed him down. But I think what he's trying to do with Wood, I think is once Tigert started struggling as that second starter, then he started moving Gage Wood up to prepare him to be that second starter. And so I think that's what's going to happen in the tournament, in the regional. I think Gage Wood's going to end up being your second starter. I think Tigert's going to be sort of the role that McIntyre is. When either he can come in sort of close, or he can come in and do a long relief, but maybe take some of the starting pressure off of him. But Clint, he looked like, I love Tigert. We both love Tigert. Okay.
Yeah.
He's, we had him on here and was one of the best interviews we've ever had. But he looked frustrated today when he was pitching.
Well,
he looked kind of out of sorts.
But we've both been there, not in baseball, but in just different things. You have a day and you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and then, just nothing goes right. And sometimes the hardest thing is when it's not going right is to get it corrected.
Yeah.
And it just needs a break to go his way. He's got the talent, and hopefully he gets it.
I think with him, I think with a lot of these guys, Clint, especially pitchers, I think they need to get out there and have some fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, because he seems like he's, of course I'm no pitching coach for sure, but he just seems like he's really pressing out there on the mound, and some of these other guys do too. It seems like they're trying to live up to all these expectations, and I just wish they would. The advice I give all these guys every time they come on, usually sometimes it's on the air, sometimes it's after we get through talking to them afterwards, is I just tell them to enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment you're out there, because you're getting to do something, man, that, those guys are getting to do something that every kid in the state would love to be there. Any kid that plays in a summer league baseball would love to be playing at Baum-Walker Stadium, with the Hog fans calling the Hogs. They would love, this would be a dream. And so they need to, that's what you wish for these guys, that they would get up there
and it's going to
and have
be
fun.
Tom Walker is going to be electric.
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
Tom Walker is going to be unfreaking believable.
yeah, for sure. And that's one thing we can do as fans, man, is these guys are getting, especially toward the end of the season, they're probably getting hearing a lot of negative comments.
Yeah, well, that's just, I mean, that's Arkansas fans in general. We're never
And
happy.
well, and that's fine because fans have the right to do that. Okay. I'm not saying they don't have the right
Yeah.
to do that. I don't have to like it. They have the right, right?
Right. No,
But what we can do is we can get on there and put some positive comments.
right. Well, I mean,
We can.
I did like your comment. Like if I was the host of Drive Time Sports, we'd have to quit. They'd quit taking phone calls.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Travis,
get on there, get on social media and put some positive stuff out there, Send some of
even
these
troll
guys
y'all anymore. Come
some
on.
instant messages saying, "Hey, thanks for being a hog. Rooting for you. Can't wait to see you in the regionals." Stuff like that. And see what, just give them some encouragement and see what happens cuz
Travis,
that
can I
goes
ask
a
you a
long
question?
ways.
Can I ask you a question though?
Sure.
Have you seen the movie Anchorman?
Yes, I have.
Well, I feel like Brian Fantana like to watch, but it's like DJ Wagner watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's going on with DJ Wagner?
I don't
Where
know.
in the world is DJ Wagner?
Where is Carmen Sandiego? I was really good at that game as a kid. My vacuum's being really loud. It's a funny, like you don't even vacuum anymore. You get a robot and it does it
Well,
for
okay,
you.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is your robot vacuum an iRobot vacuum?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an iRobot.
Clint, have you not ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Think about it.
No, they're gonna take over.
What I don't understand is people, if anybody's ever watched that movie, how you can own something called iRobot when that's the whole point of that movie is they're putting robots in people's homes that are set to destroy the humans.
Dude, I've got Alexa.
You see, you have AI and an iRobot. You know that thing's gonna just one day, like somehow, like a chainsaw blade's gonna come out. It's gonna start cutting your legs off. It's gonna happen. Go ahead, have nightmares about that, people, with your automatic vacuum cleaners.
No, but we're well now that you've all freaked me out. No, but me and you were talking before we went on there about DJ Wagner, and you said he was did the similar when at Kentucky.
Yeah, I think one of the basketball pundits, one of the guys that follows recruiting, I don't know if it was McPherson or Wilkerson, one of those guys in the state. They talked about how coming to Kentucky out of high school that he was like real secretive and like kind of slow to commit. And so what we're seeing is kind of more of the same. He's kind of doing the same thing.
You think Cal knows?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, Dale, I don't know. We discussed this. No, Cal was talking about he's going to keep it to like 7, 8, 9 guys.
Well, he's going to keep his rotation probably, but he's still going to add some guys. They're still on some. Well, one of the guys.
But I think for the most part, they've got the guys.
Well, one of the things they're on a guy they're waiting to see what happens with the NBA draft because they got some guys that have put their toes in the NBA draft, but are thinking about coming back. And so one of those guys had, I forget who it was, but he's a transfer from somewhere, but he's either going to transfer, and I think he's may have visited already, but he's one of the places he was going to transfer possibly is North Carolina was on his list along with Arkansas. Well, North Carolina just got a commitment from the guy from Vanderbilt that destroyed us when we played them. And that would be the similar position. So that guy's So probably North Carolina's off that guy's list. So if he ends up not in the NBA, which a lot of people think he won't, that guy could be a possibility.
Yeah.
So there's still that's kind of what I think Cal's waiting on right now is to see what happens with the NBA draft, because some of the guys in the portal, some of the guys are waiting to see if they end up getting drafted or not, and or as it gets closer, whatever.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of, it's just kind of a quiet time. Baseball's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of basketball transfer portal going on. There's not a lot of football. I'm sure the guys are there lifting weights. They're doing all the stuff right now that you don't see, on Saturdays.
That's right.
And this is the time of year, believe it or not, in football games are won or lost.
Yeah.
This is where you need your senior leaders.
This is where you hope they're getting together and quarterbacks are throwing to receivers and the running backs, and they're running routes with each other, things like that.
Yeah. Did you see Bumper Pool sign somewhere today?
Oh, did he?
Not an NFL team. I think it was maybe a U.
He signed with The Rock and his wife. There.
I think he did.
League.
Some team out of Michigan.
Okay.
I'm
Good for him.
Trying to find.
So maybe he's making a little money to play some ball.
Yeah, UFL. Yeah. He's playing with the Panthers, the Michigan, I guess, the team out of in Detroit. Or not, I don't know where it is. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where the teams are up in the.
Now they represent those cities, but don't they all play in the same place in Birmingham?
No, they play like they do all the training camp in Arlington, and then but then the season's played at the stadiums. Oh, the USFL did that, or they got off the USFL. They played all their games in Birmingham at one point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know if they still did that.
They don't do that.
Okay. So. Well, but once again, not a lot else going on in sports, we just, we're rooting for the baseball team. We want them to win. Waiting to hear from Cal and them, and hear some more people. Football, once again, I hope the guys are improving, getting ready for the season.
Yes, I know you're trying to wrap us up. We're at the end of our time, but we're going a little bit shorter than usual. So let's go ahead and tell my FFA story now that we've.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We can do a nonsense sandwich.
Yeah.
Nonsense at the beginning, nonsense at the end. The Travis will take us home. He'll tell you to like, share, subscribe. Get your friends watching.
Sure will.
We're on Apple Podcast.
Yep.
We're pretty much anywhere
Spotify.
You can get. We're there. YouTube. I don't even think Farmers Only a thing anymore, Travis. I'm going to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
It gets a chuckle out of the players every time. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And like all the others, let's go and tell the Farmers Only joke again. Just
yeah.
So when I was a young man, I was in FFA, and I really didn't care about the FFA, but
you're preparing yourself for now because you're a farmer now.
Literally, I probably learned something I use in there, but I don't remember that I learned it there. If that tells you anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably learned more working with my pawpaw than I did from Mr. Breeding or Mr. Who was the
Mr. Breeding or Mr. Paul Smith?
Or sure it wasn't Paul Wilcox?
Wilcox. Sorry. Yeah. Wilcox. Sorry.
Wilcox.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went on a FFA trip to Fayetteville for like a big testing tournament. So to get these points, they would have us do nonsense. I think I ended up being on the horticulture team.
Oh, nice.
I know nothing about horticulture.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Whatever.
Much less do it.
Making plants grow.
Yeah, I didn't do very well. And I was talking all kinds of junk like I was going to do great.
Yeah.
Knowing that I had no idea what I was doing. But you know me, I never let my ability get in the way of my mouth.
Yeah.
At all. But so I remember we went to the mall there in Fayetteville and we all walked around because, back then it's like, oh my goodness, we're from Greenbrier. We ain't never seen no mall.
Yeah.
Big city.
Yeah.
So we end up going to there was a fair going on. I remember Mr. Breeding deliberately say, do not go over to the fair. Don't go over there. Y'all stay in the mall. Of course.
You went. Yeah.
Dude, Y'all got to come over and see this. So as a large group, we went over there, and there was one of those guys in a dunk tank.
Yeah.
That was heckling.
Yeah.
And I swear on everything that I have that this is 100% true story. I'm not making any of this up. So at one point, me and Jody Brewer, who's a real tall, skinny kid, we were up there, and the guys go, "Oh, look, it was a whip and a blimp," the fun, just the main lines. He's a heckler. So Mr. Breeding's up there throwing, the guys singing "The Old Gray Mule Ain't What They Used to Be," and ain't none of us hit the target and dunked him yet. He's insulting me, and I let it go, and I probably couldn't do this again to save my life. And I was the first one to hit that target.
Nice.
And the entire crowd erupted. Like, whoa. Two or three more, but two or three more guys got him, but I was the first one to get him. And then as he was leaving, he was like, "Thanks, guys. At least I got your money."
Yeah.
All flipping them off, just leaving. But I was like, "Yep, he got us there." He's like, "There's no coming back from it." Like, "Yeah, you got me, but you paid to get me, so who cares?"
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah."
The carnies always win.
The carnies always win, but it did feel good because I erupted. I was like, yeah.
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 Yeah. It's nice when you get to
dunk
the guy in the dunk tank, unless
100%.
you're the guy in the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Of course, it feels pretty good. I've been that before.
A nice summer day, yeah. I mean, you'd almost pay good money to be in that dunk tank.
Yeah, yeah. So. Well, folks, seriously, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your pa about the boys talking from Arkansas. Man, tell them about it.
Man, brother got a rhyme.
That's right. Tell them about it. Okay. And we'd love to have your comments. What do you like? What do you not like? Tell us about it. And folks, man, have a awesome weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend coming up, Clint. You gonna cook some meats? Probably.
I don't know what I'm gonna cook something.
Good.
Well, I don't know. Dude, it's pretty awesome. I just go out to I go out to my freezer now, and I got all these just weird roasting stuff. I'm like, a Pox Peak, what do you do with this? I'm like, oh, I figure it out, So I've been
nice.
Been tinkering, I'll go out there and I'll just pick a cut of meat and I'll be like, oh, how do you cook this?
Man, I had some good ribs the other night. A guy from my church, his son graduated, and after graduation, after the Bearden graduation, we went over and he had smoked some ribs and pork butts. And,
I will say this 100%, and I'm gonna toot my own horn here. I'm pretty good at smoking ribs, and I can make good backyard eating ribs. You come over, you'll be happy, like, oh man, this is good ribs. I wouldn't say they're competition worthy. I can make some competition smoked chicken.
Can you?
I understand my smoked chicken.
Chicken thighs, chicken legs. What do you do?
I do whole chickens. I got a secret to it, and I'll let you kids know it. My wife takes the
you buy a rotisserie chicken, stick it on the smoker for about 10 minutes and go.
No. She takes the smoked chickens and she'll take the carcasses and she'll make chicken broth out of them.
Yeah.
So I inject my chicken with the smoked chicken broth. Gives a little bit more moisture in there.
Oh yeah.
Also, what I'll do is this isn't as healthy, but I lift up the skin and I stick butter underneath the skin.
Well, hey, I'm doing this carnivore diet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things you do on it is lots of good butter.
Okay.
Grass fed, get the grass fed butter. They have it at Walmart. And I forget the name brand of it, but there's a name brand that's really good. And man, that stuff makes everything better. I'll eat some hamburger meat and or steak or whatever, and I'll put, or just chicken, I'll just saute some chicken in a pan, and then I'll do it in butter, and then I meal prep. And so then when I go to heat it up in the microwave, I put a couple clumps of butter in there with it while it's heating up to keep it moist from microwaving it, And it adds so much more flavor to the meat,
So,
man.
I was watching Next Level Chef, the Gordon Ramsay, and I know you were too, and you probably saw it. I'm saying about this, about butter. They had the girl that kind of charred a little too much on the outside. And Gordon Ramsay showed her a trick to take butter, and it's almost like a magic eraser.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, I ain't tried it yet. I almost want to burn something so I can try it.
Butter makes everything better, man. I'm telling you.
Well, guys, once again, thank y'all so much. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Ladies, if you're single, please meet Travis Johnson by the Nacho Cart.
That's right.
No matter what car, he'll be by the Nacho Cart.
That's right. Thank y'all so much. And hey, peace out, yo. Or something.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come.
Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come.